What is up, everyone? We got 4 drafts to look at today. I think we got 3 easy decisions and 1 tough one. First one here is kind of going according to plans here. We're in the 12th round, so we're on the second half of the draft. In the 11th round, we took Mitchell just slightly before ADP to pair him with Anthony Richardson. And we currently have a 2 QB, 3 running back, 5 wide receiver, 1 tight end build in the 12th round. Interesting spot here, just a little bit, because I have Pat Frymuth queued up here to pair up with Jalen Warren, George Pickens. Yeah, Jalen Warren and George Pickens. And then they'll also finalize my tight end room if I want to at that point too. I am passing up on some interesting running backs in this area, in that we got like Kendrick Miller, Ty Chandler, Lloyd, Jalen Wright is there too. Jalen Wright actually might get to me on one of my next pick though, if I wanted to go that round, but I have to draft him a little early. So we're kind of missing out on, potentially missing out, I should say, on Kendrick Miller, Ty Chandler, Marshawn Lloyd, which is an interesting little section if we take Pat Frymuth. There is a chance that Frymuth would come back to us. There's also a chance that the running back would come back to us as well. Only 2 of the teams need tight ends still. And 3 of the teams that are, when I say that, on the turn here, before it gets back to my pick again, all the teams have a tight end. 2 of them have 2 tight ends. So they don't have any need for Frymuth. And then one of the teams has 4 running backs. 2 of them have 3 running backs. And so theoretically, they don't need that many running backs either. That being said, the guy with 4 has gone a bunch of late running backs, so he's been smart about that. The guy in 3, he's got 2 studs. He shouldn't be taking another one for the most part. The guy with 2 has 2 late ones. He should be taking a running back. And the guy with 3 has 3 late running backs. So there's a chance I miss out on the 3 intriguing running backs in Lloyd, Miller, and Ty Chandler. That being said, I only have 5 wide receivers through 11, and it's going to be through 12 here when I take Pat Frymuth. And so part of me maybe wants to miss out on those running backs and add to my wide receiver group also, just so that I don't fall further behind. I already only had 4 through 10, so I'm already behind on wide receiver. And I do have Zamir White, Jalen Warren, and Tajay Spears at running back. So I don't need a running back here. I can hope that those 3 carry it for me and then just fill in the gaps with some different players further along. I think as we're talking this out, the Frymuth pick becomes more clear, because Frymuth is past ADP by just a little bit, but he's also really coordinated with my Pittsburgh stack I got going on right now. And he closes out the tight end position, which means so I don't need to take another one if I don't want to, which means that I can focus on more wide receivers and running backs. Basically, if I want to, after this pick, I can focus only on wide receivers and running backs and just kind of ping pong back and forth on whatever I want, hoping that in the next round, I feel like I probably want to hope in the next round that, where did he go? I thought he was available. Did I just see him, or did he get drafted? ADP, wide receiver. Oh, there it is. So Josh Downs makes the most sense. Not that I need him. I don't think I need him with Anthony Richardson. It's not the greatest bet, but it works. Or if Josh Downs gets taken, I'll have to look and see if there's any other correlation that makes sense from a wide receiver perspective. I don't think there's anything super interesting. Then it might be Kendry Miller, Ty Chandler, Marshawn Lloyd in some order right there. Okay. Well, I think, and then if I need to, I can like Gibson down here, and that would be a nice fourth running back for this team. It doesn't correlate, I don't think, too much. Or even like Vidal, now Algier. Algier would be a nice one for this team also, I think. And then even nicer probably is like Eli Mitchell because of my Pittsburgh stack. And I want some 49ers because this one's void of 49ers. So this kind of convinces me that I maybe want to pass on these running backs here. And then in the next, when it comes back around the other way, definitely pass on them now. And maybe I'm rooting for Downs right now. And then ping pong on those wide receivers and running backs, like I said, trying to find some 49ers in there, which there are. There's a running back. I saw Pearsall here as well. So if I could get Pearsall and Eli Mitchell, that'd be pretty sweet on this team, I think, with my already deep Detroit stack. Get like the back end 49ers as opposed to the top end 49ers, which probably a lot of people are doing. Okay, I dig it if we can make that happen. Going Pat Frymuth here. I like it. Now I'm kind of disappointed I don't have any Chiefs on this one, so it's a odd Pittsburgh thing. But I don't think you need the Chiefs. If the Pittsburgh Steelers hits, like who else is going to have this? You know, not anyone. I can get their quarterback late if I really want you to have a third quarterback, and maybe I can grab a CDH or something like that as one of my last running backs since I'm going light on running backs. Like it. Okay, next one here. Oh, first round. And so the first one I thought was gonna be an easy pick. It kind of was, but talking it through, feel a lot better about it. This one right here, just going based on ADP. Jamar Chase is best based on ADP. I'm getting him like one pick later than usual, basically. Brees Hall was taken with the second pick. Interesting. So I like when this kind of stuff happens because, especially if these guys take some running backs early too, can you like see everyone having running backs early, and then can I push the running backs even more? Who knows what happens? Probably not. But if it does, I like it. So we're going Chase here, and we'll see if we get sniped on Burrow in one more league that we're recording. Jamar Chase. Okay. Next one. We are in the 7th round here. This is the one that I think is a little tough. I took David Montgomery in the 6th round, not knowing what I was going to do in the 7th round completely. I was hoping one of these, either at the turn here, the two teams that are at the turn before it gets back to me in the 7th round, I was hoping one of them would take Evan Ingram. Ideally, the team that doesn't have a tight end yet would take Evan Ingram. I don't know why he didn't, to tell you the truth, because Jacksonville, Tennessee is a bringback. Oh, no, he took 2 Tennessee players. That makes sense, too. That's even better. So I do like what he did. I was considering Ridley instead of Montgomery, but I already got 5 wide receivers, and I don't think Ridley added to this. So I'm kind of disappointed that Evan Ingram didn't get taken, but whatever. But I queued up basically the top 4 players based on ADP here. And this is a tough one. I could see myself going with any of these players. Thinking this through, what I really want to focus on is this Miami Cleveland stack. And I really want to see David Njoku actually fall. He's getting sniped in my other leagues. I'd love to see him fall so I can get this Miami Cleveland thing rocking in an interesting way with some of their high end talent. And then I ideally get one of their 2 QBs to go along with it. Probably the Tua if it works out right. But I guess I'll take the other side of that if I have to in Watson. And I also want to then be able to grab like another coordinated piece, whether it's one of the back end Miami receivers, um, maybe another receiver like Jerry Jeudy for Cleveland as well, or one of the lower end receivers for them. And then if I um, get Burrow on this one to pair with Higgins, I want to be able to get another player here. So I feel like grabbing the wide receiver is not a good call here if I want to try to keep openings for the future as opposed to just like opening up another stack, which would be nice as well, but I don't think I need to with a wide receiver at least. I'd open up a stack with Evan Ingram. I think he's an interesting pick just because I don't have any Jackson. I don't have a lot of Jacksonville. I'd like to have more Jacksonville, but I don't think this is a time to get it because this is what I'm trying to focus here on this Cleveland Miami thing. I want to keep that open. Even if I miss out on it, then maybe I have someone like Brock Bowers available instead, which I'd be okay with too. So that kind of leaves, not him, leaves two running backs, I think is what we got going on here. I do have, they're basically kind of one round apart, one pick apart, sorry. And I do have Stevenson ranked slightly higher than Zamir White here. There really isn't any correlation with either of these ones. So then you're in Las Vegas. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have any Atlanta, Jacksonville, or New Orleans, and I don't have any New England with Arizona, Buffalo, Chargers. I don't have any correlations at all, but I do think if I take Stevenson in this one, it does open up either in case break of glass stack with a running back that can be a receiver. You don't know how much he's going to get in receiving game because they got Gibson now, but an interesting late end stack with a bunch of players that fall late in New England. Or if I really like the team, he could be a third stack. I could possibly have that if things fall right for this group. And one of the ways to do that is to start building that option and contingency right now with a piece that makes sense. And I think Stevenson makes sense. Zamir White makes sense too, based on, tight end. But so does Stevenson with a later tight end. I think they both do for those reasons as well. I'm going to go with Stevenson here because I don't see any reason, like it's not like I'm getting a huge ADP value on someone. And I think Stevenson, I think they're both fine picks. You could argue either one is the better pick. The reason I'm going to do it actually, as we talk about it even more, is Zamir White's round 10. I'm trying to build out a round 10 thing already. That might be even more running backs in round 10. Stevenson's around 14 thing. There's a lot of teams that are around 14, and it's hard to get one of them because sometimes you end up with one of the earlier round 14 teams, like Indianapolis is a round 14 team, and there's a couple other ones too. Indianapolis and the Ravens, and I think it's the Ravens and Houston Texans around 14 as well, and Washington is around 14. So round 14 is this crazy one with a lot of interesting plays. I don't have any of them this time. I don't think I'm going to end up with any of them this time. I'm probably going to try to pass on the Washington thing just because of the other options I'm building up. I mean, it's there if I need it, but I think I'll probably pass on that too for the most part. And so we're going to go Stevenson here because it's going to open up a 14 thing that I can't actually do in other drafts. I like this pick even more. It tries to get me some running backs, so I don't feel like I have to take them when some of these other players are going to come up also. So we're going to take Stevenson here, slightly before his ADP, but I think it makes sense with this team compared to the other players. Drafting Stevenson on this one. Last one. This is another easy one. So we had two really easy ones, one kind of difficult one, and then one that was in between. Like we knew what we want to do, but wanted to justify it better. This one here is an easy one. We got our only kind of Patrick Mahomes stack we've been able to put together, which is Mahomes worthy. Based on ADP, we got, look at this. Love made it in this one. He couldn't make it in the ones that I needed him in, but he made it in this one. On this one here, we're in the 8th round. We have Based on ADP, we got Najee Harris is better than Jalen Warren right after that, based on rank. Kyler Murray's the only person that's rated higher than these players, but I don't have a Arizona thing on this one. But it's pretty cool that he fell all the way to 92 for whoever gets them. Lucky them. I can't get these players to fall when I need them. Someone's going to have them fall here. That being said, when they fall, I still see people just randomly take them, even though they don't correlate with their team. This team has 0 QBs. I could see this team taking them. I hope that someone takes them soon. This team's got McBride, so he's probably hoping that he ends up with a Burrow Bride thing. Did he snipe me on Burrow on this one, or was that no? Okay, good. I'm glad he didn't snipe me on Burrow on this one. We're gonna go Jalen Warren. Pittsburgh is a bring back with KC for Week 17. This is also another. This one's even better. Look at this. I got Pickens here. I'm gonna take Warren. I think Warren's the better play than Najee Harris because Najee Harris is probably more the ground and pound. Warren's probably more the catching guy. In Week 17, I want this to be a big game. Um, a team falling behind, lots of passes. Hopefully, Pittsburgh falling behind, and then lots of passing. KC passes a lot no matter what. Hopefully, Pittsburgh has to pass more, and then some of that will be dump offs. Some of it might be big plays to Pickens. Maybe Pittsburgh gets ahead early from a big player too from Pickens. I'm going to try to get Frymuth on this team as well, I think, as my second one. And that'll be a very interesting Week 17 if this team can make it through that far. And I got enough firepower to do it. I know this one's going to be Warren. And then in the next pick, it would be great if we had Purdy fall to us as our second QB for a San Francisco Detroit thing, which is another great 17 bring back. I got both of the main receivers. And where'd the tight end go? Kittle went all the way over here, so I don't have to worry about dodging Kittle. I do have to dodge McCaffrey, though, who's all alone. He doesn't have a QB. He only has 3 wide receivers, though, as well. So I could see him go wide receiver here and open something else up. He doesn't need another running back. He'd be pretty silly to take another one here. He could take another tight end if he wanted to, though, too. But again, that might not make the most sense. So I'm hoping that no one here has a reason to take Kyler Murray. Or no, sorry. I'm hoping that they have reasons to take Kyler Murray, Jordan. Yeah, I mean, there's I got a lot of people that are kind of insulating from Purdy getting taken. This is interesting. If I could get Purdy at the 101, I'd be really pumped about this team as I'd have so many things already kind of in place and a plan for the next pieces as well. This is looking rather good. Tight end, of course, I got no one, so we'll have to figure that out. But we know one of those players, Frymuth, will be one of them. Can I do a Seattle thing? I don't know. We'll figure out the rest of it. But tight end, if I can just get something that correlates with it, it'll be pretty good. And we got our first idea for correlation there. We're going Jalen Warren here, and we are crossing our fingers. Purdy makes it back to us in this one. If he doesn't, we could take the other side of it and take Jared Goff just a little bit early. And that might make sense just because we have the bet here on this. And Jared Goff probably wouldn't make it all the way back around because there's probably the rest of the Lions on the way back around because they're usually on this right-hand side of the drive. Yeah, there's Laporta right there. And there's Gibbs right there. Yeah, so, and 0 QBs, only 1 QB. They both would have a reason. And Jameson Williams, has he been taken yet or not? He hasn't. So Jameson Williams might be taken here, and then maybe someone ends up taking Goff around before my next turn. But if that means that I get Purdy, I'd be okay with that. I'd rather have Purdy on this one because I have more 49ers. Okay, we're going Warren here. Those are our 4 drafts for the day. Let me know what you think. I think that these ones are looking pretty good right now. 10 out of 10, baby. See you guys in the next one. Peace.